And mother-in-law.
We're live at Breezy Point Ice Arena. Game 3 of the Breezy Point tournament. Got John here with me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
We're feeling good. Our unofficial sponsor with the North Star Bar.
Yeah, North Star Bar.
We got to give them a shout out as they did us well. And the Commander. The Commander Bar.
The Commander and the North Star have been great today. We're enjoying the northern hospitality to the extreme.
Absolutely. We got Minnesota River Bulldogs versus SLPCR PWA hockey coming at you. Game 3 scheduled to start at 4:30. Both teams are lined up. We're just waiting on
zebras. Waiting on
the zebras to come on out, and the boys will take the rink.
What do we know about the Bulldogs, Billy?
You know, the Bulldogs are not doing too hot in their game. Let me take a look. Let me look at their record. I'm not certain how they're doing on this tournament, but overall,
I'd like to give a shout out. Is Kinsley listening? I heard Kinsley scored a goal today.
Kinsley Hamas, my daughter, she got a goal. She normally plays D. She got to play up after they got a commanding lead. They let her play some offense, and she got a wraparound goal.
Wow, really? Did you go back and watch it?
Goal. I couldn't watch it. It was during our first game, so I missed it. But Sarah and Mike Fitzpatrick are live streaming. I have a similar live stream YouTube channel for our girls teams set up.
Speaking of Mike Fitzpatrick, great guy, great coach,
good
dad, love him.
Does a great job with the kids when he's coaching, and I give him a huge
Audrey's
shout out.
on that team?
Audrey's on Kinsley's team. She's done great this year. She's primarily playing D with Kinsley. Kinsley's played 90% of the season at D. And today was their final D10 regular season game, and they got a commanding lead. So their coach had told them if they get a 3-point lead, they were going to let her play up.
Is Fitz on the bench?
Nope, he's not on the bench.
Okay. All right.
And Fitzpatrick has been doing a great job. He decided to help out with the live stream, actually. And so him and Sarah, normally Sarah and I co-commentate like you and I do for all of Kinsley's games, but anytime I can't be there, Mike fills in to do the play-by-play. And it's worked out great, but...
So you and your wife coexist together in the family and on film?
Yeah.
Really?
To be honest with you, I'm disappointed in this SLPCR team because we get more live stream viewers on the girls' side than we get on the boys' side.
Well, they're cuter.
They're a lot cuter. And I'll be honest, Sarah and I have a banter that's a husband-wife banter.
Oh, so you're not saying I'm doing a good job?
Well, we argue like a husband and wife. Milich is over here,
wants a little love, wants a little love. I think it's going to be his day today.
Milich! Let's see what he does here on the warm-ups. Here he goes. He passes it over. He's going to carry one in. Let's see if he can do anything. And he buries it.
Hey!
Hey, on the warm-ups, buries it. Milich.
That's pretty good.
Hot off the warm-ups. I like it.
Well, I'm disappointed I'm not living up to the hype that Sarah brings to these events.
I just think it's the husband-wife combo, and she's got some feisty zips on me that you and I just can't bring together.
You don't think I got it? Oh, you just wait. We got an afternoon.
Go ahead
game
and rip on me, John, because that would make up for it. And we get a lot of compliments on the husband-wife combo deal. Get that set up. There you go. John's going to be running the scoreboard, so if you notice the score or anything is not up to date, you can 100% blame it on John.
Well, I think you do better with the girls hockey because that's about your pace of skating.
You're probably right, John. It really is.
We love you, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm sure she's watching. Love you, Sarah. We got 13 live viewers, but I will say that Kinsley's team ends up with like 40 live viewers. 20 to 40 live viewers. I don't know what happens. I don't know what it is. We've dropped viewers. I tried to upgrade my camera system for this group of people.
This is an amazing camera system.
And we lose viewers. I don't know.
For those of you who haven't been to a live game, Billy's camera actually has a handle on it. I'm not sure what to...
I've literally spent over $1,000 to bring the game to people at home.
You know, that's tax deductible.
I should get an LLC going here, John.
Yeah.
I need your help with that.
Well, happy to help.
Boys are about to take the ice. We're at the pre-game announcements. Is Minnesota River is actually the home team. We're going to be the away. I know on your screen it shows us on the bottom of the scoreboard as we're the home team, but that's always how I do it. It's a pain in the ass to change because I have to change the color and everything.
A little more effort, Billy, would be nice. If you could swap those out.
It just is too much effort to have to change who's home and away, so you're always going to get the bottom as SLPCR. PWA
I just can't believe this angle we're at. This viewing angle is terrible. I can't believe we can't get to the top.
I'm very disappointed at our angle, too. But you can blame that on the Breezy Point hockey staff who won't let us go up above. We could have a really good viewing angle, but they won't let us do it. You're on the camera. There it is.
Okay. Where are these guys from? Do you know?
Minnesota River. I don't know. Someplace along the river, maybe?
Okay. Which river?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. They're the Minnesota River Bulldogs.
Oh, they got a big goalie.
They got a big goalie. They actually have a lot of big boys on this team, but they're ranked not very well in the state.
This goalie must be downriver from the 3M plant.
This kid, number 88, drove here. I swear he drove here. Look at the size of that kid. He's bigger than me.
He wants to borrow your razor to shave tomorrow morning.
Our starting lineup, Jake Oswald, followed by Bryson Schulte. Von Norman, Liam Hamas, that's starting D. Graham Gazzoni. Gramzoni's going to be a wing. And Milich coming at you. And the rest of the Spring Lake Park Panther Cardinal team. I don't know how that is.
Oh, here we go.
Bryson's dad has got a call.
Kelly Milich has got the. What does she have for the moniker?
It's the same thing as Bryson's dad.
No, but what's the name of the team?
I don't know, but she's got
the Catbirds.
The Catbirds or something on her shirt.
Yeah.
It's quite great, and she's got like a bird cardinal mix, a cardinal panther mix on her sleeve, and they have a team logo. Bryson's dad came out with a chat or a call.
I heard that today.
It's quite great. I kind of wish that we could have that as our official sponsor and call.
He might get royalties off of that.
We could,
at the high school level.
Bryson's going to take the face off. He wins it forward, rushes it into the zone. Minnesota River takes it away from him. They bring it back in. 88, the Giant.
That's a man. He
is a man. Gets forced into the corner by Liam. Schulte helps out, brings it back behind the net. Goes over to the corner. Schulte loses the stick, kicks it up, but it goes to Minnesota River. Comes back into it along the blue line here. Battle along the blue line. Gazzoni has got it. Minnesota River temporarily gets it. Gramzoni grabs it. I got the hiccups. Puck goes back behind the boards.
Hiccups compliment of the commander.
Hiccups are compliment of the commander. And what's the name of
the North Star?
The North Star. Puck comes over to the near side corner. Battle along there. Some new D are out. Looks like we got Max and Liam out. Vaughn got a change. Not sure why he went for a change. He didn't really skate. Max grabs it, takes a shot, gets deflected, hits the goaltender, but he comes up with a save. Rebound goes to Schulte. Schulte gets a shot, but a save. He continues puck possession. Minnesota River tries to get it out. Max holds the zone, bounces back. Liam's going to end up grabbing this. He cuts through the middle of the hockey or the neutral zone. He gets it in, drops it back, goes to Milic. Milic gets it, drops it back to Peterson. Peterson gives it back to Milic in the corner. Goes back behind the goaltender. Pissel, fresh off the bench, comes up with it. He loses it, goes into the corner, continues to battle for it. Minnesota River gets possession of this, but Pissel strips him of it, takes a shot, goes off the pad, and gets deflected back into the corner. Minnesota River grabs it. They're trying to just get it out of the zone. They can't do so, and they finally get it out. Chalstrom grabs it, center ice. He carries it back in, but Minnesota River disrupts that, and they chip it back down. Max, with his long legs, comes flying in, and Minnesota River goes down. I don't know what happened there to Minnesota River. Puck bounces out to neutral ice. Pass over to JoJo by Max. Max gives it to Stewart. Stewart carries it in. He tries to center it out in front, but boys can't get a shot. Stewart grabs it. Oh, and he redirects, brings it back behind the goaltender, passes it over to Pitzel. Pitzel battling for it as Minnesota River battles for it. Pitzel wins the battle, drops it back to Chalstrom, but Chalstrom loses it here. And Minnesota River is able to dump it in deep. Chalstrom's first to it. He banks it off the boards, goes over to Ross. Ross banks it off the boards, tries to get it over to, who's that, Stewart, but can't hold it as Minnesota River comes up with it. Gets it back deep in our zone. Chalstrom battling. Centering attempt by Minnesota River, but it goes wide and out to the outside boards. Comes out to the neutral zone. Minnesota River grabs it. They pass it back in. They come up, shot, and gloved down by Jake. Beautiful play by Jake here. Let's take another look at that save.
How did the bingo go? Okay, official response from Leah Peterson.
Our ladies took a bingo shift.
No bingo winners.
I'm sorry, we're still on the replay
winners.
here. I can't end it for whatever reason. Our boys get it out of the zone. Stone coming through the neutral zone. Pass it over to Isaac. Isaac gets a strip from him. Minnesota River comes back out to neutral ice. They bring it back into the zone, but not before Kraus grabs it. Kraus sends it back out to neutral ice. Battle in the neutral zone. Isaac comes up with it. Pass it over to Stone. Stone carries it in. Stone going wide. Centers. Saved by the goaltender. He reps it. Oh, yeah! Play by Stone as he gets his own rebound. Let's take another look at that as Stone carries that in. Look at that. He shoots it, banks it off the goaltender's pad, grabs the rebound, and banks it right back in on the rebound. And we go up 1-0. John, you got to update the score there.
Oh, sorry. I got the score here.
Face-off will be taken by Stone. He wins this. He brings it back in, gets it to himself. He cuts right through the middle. Shot, but saved by the goaltender. Isaac's right there to try to grab it, but they can't get a hold of it.
You know, I'm a goalie guy. I'm focused on the shots. I got the shots.
Yeah. Oh, you got one and one for each. Well, it still isn't updated for whatever reason. Let's try to redo it here.
For everyone at home, Billy's micromanaging.
For one reason, it's showing 1-on-1 on the scoreboard at home.
I don't know how Sarah deals with you here.
Well, I don't know either.
Micromanaging everything.
I'm a little bitch, that's why. Puck comes out, Minnesota River carries it in. Liam's back there to battle. Shot, but an easy save by Jake. For some reason, John, look at the screen. It's showing 1-1, even though it's not 1-1.
I'll never understand this technology stuff.
Let's clear this out. Try to reload it. And I'll try to reopen the scoreboard here. Bear with me as I'm going to try to reload. Don't know why it's not loading. There we go. We got to correct it. Drew grabs it, passes it out to Schulte. Schulte gives it, gets it into the zone, and we get called for an offsides. I'm not certain why. I don't think that came out of the ball zone. Did it come out?
I'm not sure there on that one, but
same lineup's going to remain out there. We got Schulte taking the face-off along with Gramzoni and Drew. Puck goes into the Minnesota River zone. They bring it back into the corner. They carry it back behind their goaltender. They maintain possession of it. They try to pass it around. Gramzoni's there to disrupt up. And it pops back out. Graham tries to hold, or Vaughn tries to hold, but he just can't do it.
Oh, too many men there. They missed that one.
Yeah, they did. Minnesota River brings it back behind the goaltender. Comes back. RD gets caught on a change. Michael Chalstrom, fresh off the boards, comes flying over. Big collision, as you can hear that collision. But
Slager comes right after Chalstrom.
Slager from Minnesota River, but Chalstrom's tough as nails. He fights through that check and battles through. Minnesota River picks this up. They're going to carry it into the zone. 88, who drove here himself, cuts wide. He goes into the zone. Max Peterson's there to grab it. 88 then sends it through the crease, but it's going to bounce out of the zone. How we didn't get an offsides on that is astounding to me. Minnesota River gets it back. They send it cross ice, goes over to their D. He redirects, sends it back over to the near side. He sends it cross ice into the center of the ice. Our boys intercept. Gramzoni grabs it, throws it up to Milic. Milic cuts in, and he gets it chipped off his stick. Drops back. But who is that? Pitzel is able to hold the zone temporarily, but Minnesota River picks it back up. They dump it back into our zone. Goes over to the near side boards. Chalstrom grabs it. Chips it up to Stewart. Stewart grabs this. He's going to bring it through the zone, neutral zone. Dumps it in, gets it over to Pitzel. Pitzel goes down, looking for a call. Nothing coming his way. Puck goes over to the far side boards.
Yeah, get Big Stu in there.
Stu wins this battle, brings it over.
Oh,
gets it
great
chipped off
play.
his stick. Carlin tried to hold his own, but he was right on the blue line, unfortunately, and Minnesota River chips it out. Battle on the near side boards here. Puck comes out. Cross battling. 10 from Minnesota River comes into the zone. They bring it in. They center it, but they can't get anything on it. So go to the near side boards. Stewart passes it up to Pitzel. Pitzel can't hang on to that pass, unfortunately. Comes back to Carlin. Carlin sends it back in the zone, and that's going to be an offsides, and we get a whistle. Get a face-off right here at the dot near side.
You know, hats off to Sophia Ross. She brings her mom everywhere she goes. It's great to spend some time with the grandparents.
Let's take a look at it right here.
Yeah, they're
right
doing
here.
great. Look at these two.
Sophia Ross and her mom are at every game cheering us on. Center ice face-off taken by Stone. Minnesota River wins this. They send it up the near side board, stripped by Green. And Green gets it into the zone. Tries to center, gets it to Ike. Ike just can't get it off. Stone picks it up, takes a shot, pulls off the goalie, saved by the goaltender. Green tries to swing in there and grab it, but Minnesota River able to clear the zone. Comes back to Kraus. Kraus gives it back to Stone. Stone's going to carry it up. Brings it into the zone. Tries to center it over to Isaac. Can't get it there. Brings it back behind the goaltender. Tried to center it again there, but hit traffic in front. Minnesota River bringing it out. Hits Kraus. Kraus banks it back over. Kraus continues to maintain possession. Passes it up. Minnesota River deflecting it. They bring it into our zone. Liam's back there battling. Causes them to bring it back behind the goaltender. Oh, and just like that, Minnesota River brings it back behind and passes it out front. Let's take a look at that replay. 1-1.
Unfortunate turnover in the D zone led to a pretty good scoring opportunity there.
Yeah, that was a hard goal to defend for Jake.
Let's go, Bryson!
Schulte will take the face-off. He's got Graham Zoni along with Drew Milich out there. Von Norman and Liam Hamas out there as his D partners. We bring it into the zone. Schulte battling. It goes into the near side corner. Minnesota River controls. They bring it around the backside of their goalie. They're going to bring it out of the zone temporarily. Oh, and Drew's able to strip him, brings it right through to the front. Oh, shot and save by their goaltender. They get it over to the corner. They're going to jump it back to Vaughn. Vaughn takes a shot from the point. Can't break it through, and the puck bounces out. Minnesota River bringing it into our zone, and they come in offsides. And we get a whistle. Good shift by the boys. Coach is just deciding to leave the same grouping out there. Face off in the neutral zone will be taken by Schulte. Face-off is won by our boys. Drew picks it up, passes it over to Graham Zoni. Graham gets it into the zone, goes into the corner, goes back behind our goalie. Bryson loses that at his feet as it comes out to the near side boards. Minnesota River is going to pick this up. They carry it out of the zone, bring it into our zone. Liam with a great stick to poke it into the corner, forces Minnesota River back behind our goaltender. Puck bounces out right out in front. Liam comes out, passes it up, tries to get it to Drew. Passes up, it's marked though. Boy's able to hold the zone, get it in deep. Minnesota River picks it up, carries it around, throws it over to the near side boards. Liam's off the ice, Chalstrom's back out for him. Drew though pressures. Poke checks it away. Schulte comes up with it, tries to center, fans on the pass attempt in the corner. Finally, they get it out in front. Battle along the near side corner. Drew Milich comes up with it, tried to fight his way through the center to center ice, but gets it stripped, gets it poked away, goes into the near side corner. Boys again battling for it. Pitzel, fresh off the boards, continues to battle. He comes up with this. He's got possession, drops it back to Max. Fortunately, passes off the mark, and Minnesota River takes advantage. They rush it in. And saved by Jake as he gets a big save. Let's take another look at that big save by Jake.
That 88, you got to worry about him.
You got to worry about him for sure.
The puck. He's got some good hands on him.
Face-off will be taken in the defensive zone. Will Pitzel grabs it, comes to the near side boards. Stewart's for Stewart. He's going to rush it out of the zone, gets it into the offensive zone. 1 minute left of the first period. Puck comes out to the neutral ice. Chalstrom grabs it, sends it back to Stewart. Stewart tries to cut to the middle, but loses it. Puck comes back out to Chalstrom. Chalstrom sends it over to the far side of the boards. Minnesota River picks it up, dumps it into the zone, goes back over. Oh, and it dribbles in. And a purchase series of plays. Let's take another look at that play. Minnesota River goes up 2-1. See, Minnesota River beats Chalstrom, unfortunately. They bring it in, and it just trickles through the back door of Jake. Not necessarily Jake's fault.
No, that was a breakaway. That's barreled in on his own.
We got to protect that. 37 seconds left of the first period. Stone will take the face-off. Stone wins it forwards. It goes into the offensive zone, but Minnesota River able to get it out. Isaac battling, trying to keep it in. Minnesota River able to dump it back out of the zone. They come through the neutral zone. Krause with a great stick, dumps it over to the near side boards, comes to Isaac. Isaac chips it up to Stone. Stone carries it into the corner. Brings it back behind the goaltender, looking for passing options. Pass out to Ike. Ike with a one-timer, but he doesn't get much on that, and the goaltender comes up with a great save.
4 seconds here. I would pull the goalie. I'd put five. I'd put
I would
6
agree with you,
out
John.
there.
You
And
should
let's
be on
see
that
what we
bench,
can
I
do.
think.
Let's do something fun.
Stone taking the face off. Minnesota River gets it. Ike comes up with that, and we get the buzzer. And that's the end of one. 2-1.
Not the start we wanted here.
No.
Shots are even, 6-6. Got to get some things going here. Got to get some more shots on goal. I don't know what to say. It's
Kelly Milich is over here requesting they keep playing the music. She's tuned up. Kelly, what were you playing at the Commander in the basement?
bingo.
Bar bingo. How did that go? Apparently Kelly did not win.
I'm slightly disappointed.
She's just a
with
loser
the
in life,
Birdcat
unfortunately.
Shirt. The fact that there's only one Birdcat shirt in existence.
Donations to the local hockey association by Kelly Milich. Kelly, what's the shirt? Birdcat is what's on her shirt. Can we get you to come down and I'll show you? Kelly, come down. Let's show your.
I gotta get down even.
Let's zoom over here. John, back up one thing. Kelly, show me your shirt. Birdcats. Meow, cow. That's what it's called. Yeah, and she's got that nice logo on her sleeve. We love it. The Birdcats coming at ya. The Cardinals and the Panthers joining
From Breezy
teams.
Point.
Meow, cow. We got Dan Schultz here. Jan.
And Schultz.
What is it? Come meow. Come meow.
Yeah, come
That
meow.
is our official team sound. Yeah, I'm trying to put my jersey. I'm trying to. Jake with a
big
save
boys out
as
here.
Minnesota River walks
big
it
boys
in.
out
I'm
here.
sorry, I was trying to put my microphone back on my jacket. I had to look down to get
You
it
would
back
act
on.
like it's your first time.
I would, yeah.
You're acting like it's your first time.
Defensive zone
Sarah
draw.
would not be happy.
Puck goes over. Drew tries to pressure. Minnesota River gets it. They send one out. Jake deflects it into the corner. Carlin sends it around to the far side of the boards. Carlin battling. He's got support there. I believe that's Gramzoni. Gramzoni sends it over to Schulte. Schulte gets it out of the zone. Minnesota River came up with that, though, and dumps it back in. Shot. Jake gets a blocker on that, deflects it wide, and it's going to go the distance of the ice. It will not be an icing as Jake's the last person to touch it. Schulte battles for it behind the goaltender. Minnesota River comes back up with it. Pass attempt to the point. Schulte throws one on net. Saved by their goalie. Minnesota River breaks it back out of the zone. They carry it into the zone. Kraus is on them. Goes into the corner. Comes over. Drew picks it up. Fans on the pass attempt. Lose it back to Minnesota River. Carries it back into the zone. Kraus is on him. Kraus chips it off. Gets it up to Milich. Milich battling for it on the near side boards. Puck goes over to the far side corner. Minnesota River's defense holds possession of this. They take a shot from the point, goes wide, or Jake might have even got a stick on that one. Kraus passes it up to Milich. Comes to neutral ice. I got the hiccups suddenly.
I can tell.
I'm going to try to get rid of these hiccups. Minnesota River dumps it into our
Upside
zone.
down water. Upside down water, my mom always said.
Carlin throws it around the boards. Minnesota River tries to center, but Carlin's there to disrupt that play. Minnesota River grabs it. They center, comes over to the near side boards. Kraus grabs it. Minnesota River comes up with it. Tries to bring it in front. Saved by Jake. Second rebound saved by Jake. And he's finally able to get a hold of it and make a save.
Well, you don't like to see those guys in low pounding. We got to get him out of there. You know, fun fact of the day, did you know that Stones also have a set of twins? They also have a set of twins at home.
Does he really?
9-year-old. Yeah.
Minnesota River wins this faceoff. Shot, but Jake gets his pet down just in time. Puck goes over to the corner. Liam pressuring. Puck comes over to Ross. Ross gets it to Stewart. Stewart carries it into the zone. Minnesota River picks this up. They send it back through the neutral zone, brings it into the zone, dump it in, and take a shot on goal. But Jake comes up with an easy save on that. 8:59 left of the second period.
Today's attendance from Breezy Point, 32. 32.
That includes 2 for Officer Ross.
Yeah, Ross has got 3.
For 2.
He's got 3 here.
Puck comes over to the near side board. Ross's kid picks it up, turns it over back behind the net. Oh, and a shot by Minnesota River goes wide. 88
Big
sends
88.
one wide all again. It goes back to Minnesota River's defense. Bond back there to pressure. Pitzel gets it, sends it up to center ice, tries to get it to Ross. Ross can't handle that pass, comes over to Liam. Liam brings it in, carries it into the zone, does a drop pass, but doesn't communicate, I don't think, and they were ready for that. Pitzel picks it up, goes cross ice to Vaughn. Vaughn tries to center it, but goes back to Minnesota River. Comes off to the glass as Minnesota River brings it back in. Shot, but saved by Jake. Goes up off the blocker. Stewart picks this up. Carries it in. Gets it stripped here in the neutral ice. And Minnesota River coming back. Liam back. Tries to defend. Shot by Minnesota River. Goes wide and high of the glass. Over. Ross. No, is that Pitzel or Ross?
That's Ross.
Pitzel chipped it up. Brings it up, neutral ice. Minnesota River grabs a hold of this, though, and they're coming back in. Our defense have had quite the long shift. Minnesota River from a shot from the blue line, and Jake gets a save.
Again, here, we're sitting halfway through the second. Shots are 12-6. I mean, we're getting outshot 2-1 again.
Turn that on.
Oh, yeah. Let's show everybody what we got here. All our hard work.
John's taking care of us here. Stone will be in the face-off circle. He wins it. Isaac comes in, grabs it from Minnesota River, strips them. They keep it in the zone. Goes back to Minnesota River's D. They keep the zone again. Shot goes wide of the net.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, just a bit outside. Little movie reference there.
Oh, yeah.
Stone carries it into the zone, gets it in deep, brings it back behind their goaltender, but loses it to Minnesota River. Minnesota River, number 88, gets it out of the zone.
He looks like a Bantam.
He does. He looks ginormous. Loses it to Max, though. They cross ice. Jake with another beautiful save. Take a look at that one.
Jake standing on his head today. I mean, they've had a lot of good scoring opportunities where Jake shut him down.
Face off won by Minnesota River. We poke it out. Stone on the rush. Comes in on a breakaway. And he scores! Stone on a breakaway. What a beautiful play. Let's take another look at that one. Right off the face-off. Stone in alone. Ekes the goalie, and he's got the equalizer to make this 2-2. Good guys, tie it up. Schulte will be back out in the face-off circle. He wins it forward to Milic. Milic has it lost by 88. 88 from Minnesota River brings it back in the zone. Backhander, and Jake makes a beautiful save. Backhand shot by 88, and he makes the save.
I mean, we scored 2 goals on 7 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get some more shots.
Schulte wins it back. We throw it off the near side board to get it to Milic. Milic battling, can't hold it. Schulte grabs it, takes a shot. Saved by the goaltender. Gramzoni and Milic continue to battle. It comes over to Schulte. Schulte tries to battle through. Minnesota River is able to get it out of the zone. Carlin disrupts 88's play. Carlin with a great defensive play. Battles through. Forces him to the board. Comes back out of the zone. Schulte gets it over to Milic. Milic has it tipped off his stick as it comes into the inside boards. Minnesota River chips it out, comes back over. Krause with a beautiful play to chip it back out. Goes to Pitzel. Pitzel drives it right up the middle. Oh, and Pitzel with a beautiful play right into the crease. Just couldn't finish. And Minnesota River picks it back up, comes into our zone. Slides it over, but Liam is there to disrupt that pass over. Backhand shot, saved by Jake, and it goes into the near side corner. Shot from the point, Liam intercepts, grabs it. Liam's going to carry it out, tries to pass it, but it fans out. And number 10 for Minnesota River gets it, dumps it back in. Tries to backhand it, saved by Jake. Goes back into the near side corner. Pitzel leveled one of their players. Their families are looking for a penalty. They're not going to get it. Stewart grabs it, has it chipped off his stick. Right out in front. Oh, and they take advantage of that. And they score. Not what we wanted to see out of this lineup.
Bad turnover there, and they walk right in.
Yeah, they did.
Back and forth all day, though. It's a good hockey game.
This is a good hockey game. Stone will take the face-off here. He's got Green and Isaac out there for him, along with Vaughn and Liam. Minnesota River comes up the face-off. Can't get by Vaughn as Vaughn grabs it. Green tips it out, gets it over to Stone. Stone rushes it into the zone. Stone brings it right in. Backhander saved by the goaltender. Gets deflected into the corner. Comes back to the point. Vaughn able to hold it. Vaughn sends one.
Somewhere.
It's deflected over to the corner. Minnesota River picks this up. Brings it over to the near side corner. Green battling for it. Continues to apply pressure. Minnesota River able to get it out of the zone. It's going to come back to Liam at neutral ice. Liam grabs it, redirects it, coming back our direction. Oh, and he loses it, unfortunately. Liam, though, gets back, forces him to redirect. Isaac helping out, grabs it. And Minnesota River dumps it in. It's going to go over to the near side boards. Green grabs it, redirects it back the other direction. Vaughn grabs it now. Brings it around, brings it on to the near side corner. Liam with a good stick, keeps them from getting a shot as they had lost it. Puck comes back out to the near side. Minnesota River able to hold temporarily. Green gets it out, centers it, tries to get it into Isaac. Minnesota River coming up with it, sends it back into our zone. Green grabs it. He passes it over to who's at the Stone. Stone tries to bring it in. And it gets caught on offsides.
Offsides.
2:50 left of the second period. Minnesota River still leads 3-2.
Let's get something going here. Right before the end of the period, let's get one in the back of the net.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Schulte's back on the ice. He's got Milic and Gramzoni. Face-offs one back to Peterson. He goes cross-toss over to Chalstrom. Chalstrom gives it back. Tries to feed it up the middle to Schulte. And pressure. Minnesota River drives it into the zone. Goes into the corner by Max. Shot right from out in front. Goes wide by Minnesota River. Chalstrom grabs it, tries to pass it over, hits traffic in front, goes over to the corner. Gramzoni gets it, passes it over to Schulte. Schulte tries to center it to Milic. Just can't find anything. Minnesota River comes back in offsides, and we get a whistle. Again, This arena is rocking the 90s music, John.
They're doing great this weekend.
I am loving the 90s music. I was born in '84. This is my style of music. Puck comes back our way. Max gets a tip on it, sends it back their direction. Minnesota River sends it the distance of the ice, and we should get an icing. We'll be coming back our way, and we'll get an offensive zone draw.
You know, shout out to Karen Charlstrom for lining up the golf this afternoon and lunch. She did a great job. The boys have been having a great afternoon.
Yeah. It's been a great day overall.
It feels cold in here.
Yeah, it is freezing. My feet are already cold. My hands are cold. Face-off won by Schulte. Goes over to Milic. Gets back to Peterson. Peterson dumps it into the zone. Goes back behind the goaltender. Minnesota River comes up with this. Brings it around the back of their goalie. Now they redirect. Come back to the other side. Far side of the ice. They maintain possession of it. Bring it back behind their goalie again. Bring it off the boards. Max Peterson comes up with it, brings it right on front, shot, and a save as Graham Zordi comes up with a save as Max Peterson had centered it right on him. Minnesota River breaks it out of the zone, cuts in, it's number 80 yet again. Charlstrom back to battle, goes into the corner, centering attempt by 88. They miss, and it bounces all the way back out to center ice. Minnesota River dumps it back into our zone, but that'll be an icing as it went back over the distance of the ice, and we'll be coming back this way. Good opportunity by our boys. We got to get the equalizer here. Offensive zone draw will be taken by Pitzel. He's going to have Stewart and Ross out there along with Krause and Carlin. Face-off won by Minnesota River. Their only female brings it around the back of the goaltender. She passes it to the winger. He gets it near side winger. Brings it into the zone, but Krause is there to disrupt that. Brings the forces into the corner. Redirects it over to the corner. Ross is there to battle. Krause steps in, grabs it. Shot from the point. Jake makes a save. Carlin sends it back over to the point. Minnesota River holding the zone. Krause intercepts as they try to center one. They get it out of the zone. Minnesota River brings it back in. Krause picks it up, sends it over to Stewart. Stewart grabs it, tries to pass it right through the neutral zone to Pitzel, but he gets it intercepted. Minnesota River trying to bring it back into the zone, can't do so. Oh, and they finally get back in the zone. Krause and Carlin, they do a good job at defending, and they get it back out of the zone. Comes over to the Minnesota River blue line. Minnesota River dumps it in. It's on goal. Krause picks it up. Passes it up to Pitzel. And we get the buzzer for the end of the second period. We're going to go into the second period, or third period, down 3-2.
It's fucking cold in here. Holy shit.
Boys are going to have a discussion with their coach. Hopefully a good one where it wants to focus on that little piece of plastic dividing the two pieces of glass. And I don't know how to get it to not focus on that. That's all right. I'll just zoom out. Thank you to the 13 viewers that are watching live right now. Hope everybody goes home and gets me 200 views as they watch this. Eventually I can monetize this and make some money off of this team. Especially going into next year. Boys need to turn it on this game. They're not really doing much offensive zone stuff. They need to really pressure coming into this period. We're down 1 goal. We're still within reach of this game. Be nice to see the boys get another win. We could play for the 5th place game. Be really good to see them get a 5th place game going into tomorrow. We don't have a shot at playing in the championship with Minnesota or Faribault They're undefeated, and they have, I don't think any team's scored a goal on them even yet. Rogers went undefeated. Stone taking the face-off. Play is forced over to the far side corner. Stone drops it back to Vaughn. Vaughn gets it up to Green. Green gets it over to
How do you know what colors to wear?
Stone on the near side board, battling for it. Minnesota River comes out with this.
They love having
battling for it back is Liam. Liam comes up with the puck. He passes it over, tries to get it over to Green, but the pass is a little too far, and we get a whistle for an icing.
Emily Green's, do you golf with that
Good
golf
play, but
I played there.
The pass was stretched a little too far. We're going to defensive zone draw.
Just get out and play,
see a
right?
Panther here. John wants to take a leak. I hope that his mic is still connected.
I'm here live with Dr. Olson.
He's still got his mic on. I hope he's peeing in the bathroom and we can hear it. Puck comes out in front. Liam goes to battle for it, gets a stick on this. Ike helps out, brings it back behind the goaltender.
Passes from Dr. Olson.
Ike continues to maintain possession of this as he rushes it out of the zone. He's got Stone with him, cuts right out in front. Shot deflected wide. Ike with a shot. Liam picks it up, carries it back behind the goaltender, centers it out in front. Oh, and that's it. And the boys finish up. Not certain what happened. Let's take a replay. Let's look at that one. I'm not certain what happened on that goal. Liam brought it behind the net, centered it, and I'm not certain who battled through and got that goal, but somehow they finish and get it, and we have the equalizer 3-3. John's back from the bathroom.
Oh,
John,
hey, well,
you forgot to take your microphone off. I am hoping that you were connected and we could hear you peeing.
Oh, man. I didn't know the range was 500 feet.
Shot and save by Jake here. Minnesota River, shot and save by Jake again. Puck comes over to the near side boards. Puck goes back behind. Minnesota River comes up with this. Max goes down. Minnesota River comes up with it. They try to center in front. Schulte battling through along with Charlstrom. Charlstrom grabs it. Puck comes out of the zone, and it comes all the way down. Minnesota River's going to be able to come up with this, but gets it out of the zone. 10-11 left of the third period. Minnesota River bakes it off the far side boards. Max grabs it, can't hold the zone, drops it back to Schulte. Schulte gets it up to Gramzoni. Gramzoni can't handle the pass, is a little too quick for him. Minnesota River picks it up, carries it back out into neutral ice. Disrupted by our boys is Milic, and Milic dumps it back into the zone. Gramzoni goes in to forecheck it. Minnesota River grabs it, sends it over the near side boards. Charlstrom battling for it on the near side. Gramzoni cycling in, pressures, I believe he got it out of the zone. Oh no, and Minnesota River gets it in, shot, but saved by Jake as he got a block on it. Rebound goes back to Minnesota River, out front again. Shot, but it goes wide and high, and Milic picks it up, throws it up the far side boards, goes over to Schulte.
I thought 88 was going to put that through the glass.
Jake again with a tremendous performance. Shot from the point from 40. Jake deflects it up and over the goaltender, or up and over and hits the glass. Comes back our direction. Number 40 rushing it back into our zone. Pitzel back to pressure. Carlin helping out with Pitzel. Pitzel strips Minnesota River of it, sends it over to Kraus on the far side corner. He gets it up, trying to hit Stewart. We can't clear the zone. Kraus finally able to chip it out of the zone. Goes back to Minnesota River. 8:30 left of the third period. Minnesota River hits the winger on the near side. They try to center it. They go cross ice, but it comes back out of the zone. Stewart picks it up. Stewart carries it in with speed. Carries it into the corner. Gets it back behind the goaltender, looking for passing options. Drops it back to Kraus. Kraus gives it back to Stewart, but Minnesota River comes up with it and dumps it out of the zone. Kraus picks it up, sends it over to Pitzel. Pitzel comes up the near side boards, drives it into the zone. Minnesota River able to strip them though, and they bring it back out. They pass it into our zone, and I believe that should be an icing. He was over the red line. How the hell is that an icing?
They're not going to call that. They're not going to
call that. Kraus battling far side corner. Supported by Pitzel. Minnesota River comes up with this and shot. Jake got a glove on that one, deflected it back behind the goaltender, comes all the way out. Minnesota River tries to drop it back. It's stripped by Stewart. He can't come into the zone as we were caught off sides. Ross gives it up to Pitzel. Pitzel tries to feed it back over into the corner, but Minnesota River comes up with this. They carry through the zone, pass it over along the blue line. Ike comes off, fresh off the boards, near side. Battle along the near side boards. Minnesota River coming up with this. Liam back to Battle, disrupts the play. Ike comes up with it, sends it over. He gets it to Green. Green passes it, tries to get it back to Ike. Minnesota River coming back in. They carry it in. I believe Stone got a stick on that. Minnesota River drives it into the corner, hangs onto it. They finally lose it to Stone. Sterin carries it out of the zone, carries it deep into our zone, or into the offensive zone. Maintains centers, but they just can't get it. Green with a shot attempt, bounces out in front again. Oh, and what a dangerous play. Minnesota River comes up with this though. Gets it out of the zone, brings it back our direction. Vaughn gets a stick on it, forces him into the corner. Force them to the near side boards. Vaughn gets it, chips it off the near side boards, trying to get it to Ike. Puck goes back behind the boards. Green's going to be back there to pick it up. He chips it out of the zone, trying to get it to Stone. Makes contact. Stone picks this up, carries it right in. Oh, and Stone just can't fire it as he had pressure. And a Minnesota River stick was on it. Peterson with a great save. Oh, and he fires it.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit high as it goes and hits the glass. Drew picks it up, centers, tries to get it to Liam. Can't connect there. Stone grabs it in the corner. Olsen grabs it, fires, tip up and over the goaltender. Stone picks it up in the corner, brings it back behind the goaltender, centers it, trying to get it to Isaac. They just can't connect. And Minnesota River brings it back in. Isaac picks it up, and Isaac's going to go. I think the first penalty of the game is going to come here as Ike will go to the box for a check, I believe.
We'd like to be at even strength here for the rest of this game, but
5:02 left of this game. I'd really like to see the coach go for a win here and play our strongest players. Ike getting called on an interference, I believe. Defensive zone draw will be taken by, who is that, Schulte. He left Kraus, Gramzoni, and Peterson out for him. Oh, they're switching out Stone from Gramzoni now. Face-off one by our boys. Stone chips it out. He carries it over, gets it into the zone, cuts wide along the blue line. Oh, and he can't maintain puck possession as Minnesota River comes back our direction. They come into our zone, but lose it. Max Peterson picks it up, carries it back behind our goaltender, tries to clear the zone, but Minnesota River's D able to hold. Schulte strips him, brings it out to the neutral ice, gets it into the offensive zone. Minnesota River picks it up. They cut it out to the neutral zone. Schulte grabs it. Schulte tries to drive it in, but Minnesota River gets a hold of that. Kraus bangs it off the boards. Stone picking it up, carries it into the zone, and Stone goes down. He's not happy. Stone takes a whack at the Minnesota River player. No call on that, though. Minnesota River chips it out of the zone. Sends it back our direction. Kraus is going to be back to pick it up. He carries it back behind Jake, sends it around to the boards to Max. Max tries to chip it out of the zone. Minnesota River comes up with it. Tries to throw it on goal, but Kraus got there and able to clear the zone. Minnesota River coming back in. Oh, and Schulte's going to go on a trip. Let's take another look at that one.
They're going to call that offsides. I don't know if they're going to call a penalty. I think they're calling offsides.
I think they might be.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it.
We got away with one there.
Yeah, they're not calling that one. That was a trip, and we got away with that one as Schulte, as you can see in the replay, had got his stick on that. Will Pitzel back out on the ice. Faceoff goes back over to Minnesota River. They pass it over. Minnesota River carries it in, forced to the outside by Peterson. Peterson gets a stick on it, goes back to the point, shot, but saved by Jake as he gloves that one down.
I mean, we're getting outshot again.
We are. What's the shot that's on goal now, John?
22 to 15.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, we had great time
like
of possession,
ourselves.
Great time of possession, but just not getting a lot of shots.
It just shows you how good our goaltender is.
Yeah.
Pitzel wins this faceoff, tries to win it forward, but Minnesota River comes up with that. They cycle it back over, try to drop it back to their point, but that's going to come back down the distance of the ice. We're back full strength hockey. Minnesota River grabs it back behind their goaltender. They pass it over to the wing. Will Pitzel there to disrupt along with Schulte or Stewart. Minnesota River comes up with this. They carry it into the neutral zone. They carry it into our zone. Shot, but saved by Jake. Rebound. Oh, and it goes up and over the net. And we get a whistle. I'm not certain what happened.
Did it land on top of the net?
It might have, or it landed in the netting behind on the backside. We'll take it. We'll take it, John.
We need to find some momentum here and get some offensive rushes and put the puck in the net.
Stone will take this face off. He's got Isaac Olsen out there with Schulte, Vaughn, and Liam out there as his teammates. Faceoff goes to Minnesota River. It rings back to the D. They cycle it around, throw one out front, but it goes wide, goes to the far side boards. Their D comes up, holds it, sends it again through the crease, but can't come up with a shot on goal. Centering attempt intercepted by Liam. He maintains puck possession, throws it off the boards. Can't get it out of the zone. Liam loses his stick. I think it went as far as the puck did.
I don't think it's broken, though. I think you're still 300 bucks ahead.
And they come back in. Liam tries to hit a front. Liam battling without his stick. He goes back for the stick as Minnesota River grabs it, brings it back in. They try to cut it in. Can't make it back by Vaughn. He's lost this stick more times than anything. Shot by the point. And Jake comes up with a great save. Timeout was called, I think, by our...
Pickett's going to take a timeout here. I like this.
Decides to go with a timeout.
2 minutes left. Let's put something together here. Hey, boys, let's get it out of our zone and start to get some offensive opportunities. What can we do?
2:01 left of the game here.
Again, shots, 24-15. I mean, they're laying the hammer down. We've almost been doubled up on shots against. Great game by Jake.
Jake has been standing tall again for us. Again, the damn focus wants to focus on this plastic piece right here.
Terrible location.
Awful location. Again, terrible staff. Won't let us go up above.
They used to do it right here. You used to be able to stand
used to go up above over here. Yeah. I remember the last time. Liam had the flu the last time and he played defense.
Oh,
2 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Liam had the chills and shivers and he was hurting bad. And we only had 11 skaters and we were already down 2, and so Liam had to play. And we played flu. We literally had the flu. I remember that. But I remember standing up above over here, and I don't know why they shut it down, but they will not let us go up above into the area up over here.
What do we got here? We got Stewart, Olsen, Norman, Stone,
Max Peterson.
Schulte.
Face-off won by Minnesota River. Our boys, though, disrupt their play. Minnesota River holds it. Max trying to get it out of the zone. He's able to do it. Gets it to Stone. Stone carries it on. Comes in. He rushes deep looking for passing options, drops it to Max. Max with a shot, but hits traffic in front, and they chip it back out, and it's a race coming back our direction. Shot saved by Jake, and what a beautiful save by Jake that was. Puck goes into the corner, and we get a whistle. I believe we're going to get a penalty.
22, that's got to be against Blue.
That's got to be against them. We'll see who they take. Looks like it's coming back our direction. Number 10, Schlager from Minnesota River going to the box. We get our first power play of the game.
We're going to be on the power play the rest of this game.
Yeah, minute 28. Left of the game, minute 30 power play, unless we can get a goal. Stone will take the face-off. He's going to have Norm on his right wing, Stewart on his left wing, Peterson and Schulte. Face-off goes to Minnesota River into the corner. They have possession of this. He's able to clear the zone. Gets it over to the far side boards. Max disrupts that play. Stewart comes up with it, carries it back into the zone. Stewart tries to do a toe drag behind his body. He loses it. Goes into the corner. Minnesota River grabs it, tries to throw it to the near side board. They're able to clear the zone. Vaughn gets it, drops it back over to Schulte. Schulte bangs it over to Stone. Stone goes down to his knees as the blue line tripped him. Comes back out. Peterson grabs it, carries it in. Pass it over to Ike. Ike loses it before he can get a shot. Puck goes into the corner. 40 seconds left of the game. We do not want this thing to end in the tie, preferably. Minnesota River is able to grab this, carries it out of the zone, goes deep into the corner. Centering attempt, shot and save by Jake, and it gets deflected in the near side glass. Schulte carries it in, sends it over to Ike. Oh, and Minnesota River gets a stick on that. They send it back out. It's going to come over to Kraus. Kraus banks it off the boards, trying to get it up to the boys. Comes over to Stone. Stone's going to carry it in, tries to carry it in. Ike picks it up. 4 seconds left. Shoot! Shoot! Ike sends one wide as we get the buzzer, and that's going to end it. 3-on-3 tie. Let's see if we end in a overtime.
Time, or are they gonna?
I don't know. It's up to the discretion. Overtime is at the discretion of the tournament director. It says. It looks like they're going to let them do a shootout.
They're not going to shake hands. They're gonna shoot.
They're going to do a shootout. We're going to end this one with a win or a loss. Isaac Olsen staying out behind the board, off the boards. Oh, now he's jumping over. I'm wondering who they're going to go with the shootout. I kind of hope we haven't seen Drew Milich. I'll tell you what, Drew Milich is the scoring machine.
He's stepping on the ice right now.
There he is. Milich is the goal-scoring machine on a shootout. I'm telling you what, he's got the forehand, backhand goal. He's got it down.
This is what you want in the shootout. You want guys with an eyes for the net and can find the back of it. And we do a lot of 3-on-3 JD hockey on Sunday nights. In middle of the game, they always do a shootout, and Milich is always a contender to win the shootout. He's always there, and it'll be interesting. Minnesota River will lead us off. Let's go, Jake! Let's see what we can get. Minnesota River will take the first shot on Jake. The whistle's blown. He brings it into the zone. Saved by Jake, because he can't get by Jake. And we are there. Not even a question.
Lead us off. I guarantee you're going to see a forehand to backhand, and he's going to deke out that goalie, get him sliding coast to coast, and he's going to really make that goalie work for this save. I don't know what the ref's saying to him, but Milich knows this game. This is one of our best players, and he's been missed on these shootouts. Milich comes in, scores, and just like that, Milich brings us up, and there you go.
You didn't even need the forehand to backhand.
He didn't even need his signature
He just
saw what he wanted, and he found it.
He saw it.
Let's go, Jake!
Minnesota River is going to throw 80 out there. Freak of a giant who drove here. I swear this kid shaves before he comes to the rink.
I want to know his birth year, because if he's a 13, I'm taking him in the summer.
I'd like to see his birth certificate. He brings it into the zone. Cuts over. Oh, and he gets one. He buries one top shelf. That's the equalizer.
They're bringing out the little boys here.
I like
They're
this.
Bringing out the little boys.
Another one. Your kid's another one. That's an underrated player as far as what the coaches see. These kids are the ones that play 3-on-3. They constantly are doing these shootouts. Will is another kid that does this kind of stuff all the time. Years he's played these shootouts. Let's see what he can do. He brings it into the zone. Oh, and he fumbles it. Unfortunately, Will fumbles it. He had it too, dude. He had it. He can hear it from Dad here.
You gotta get a shot on goal. You gotta get a shot on goal in a shootout. I mean,
Minnesota River's 21. They're female. They're only girl in the team.
We've noticed her all day long.
She has been a beast.
Come on, Jake!
Jake's got to face off a girl. He's never going to hear the end of it. Shot, no! And it goes wide of the net.
Good job, Jake!
Holds strong with his ankling here. Looks like we're going to go Stone on the next one.
Let's go, Trevor!
Trevor Stone, number 8. Coming back at you. Gonna take the next one. Stone, here he comes. Brings it in.
Chance to win it.
Shot and save. Gloved down by the goaltender. He can't make it happen either. I don't know who's going to come out next. Number 40 from Minnesota River is there. He's going to carry it.
Go, Jake!
Shot and save by Jake. Deflects it up and over.
You're going to send
We're
Olsen.
going to have Isaac Olsen out there. Let's go, Ike. Let's see him do this. I like he does this little swing of his stick. Ike, 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 Ike. The fans are cheering Ike. I love it. Ike brings it into the zone. Let's see what he's got. Ike buries it. And that's a game winner for Ike. The boys clear the bench. The boys clear the bench. They're all piling on Ike. I think they should be hog-piling on Oswald. Oswald kept them in that game.
Shots 2-1. Held
my
strong
gosh.
in the shootout.
4-3 win now. What a finish. A shootout finish. A win by the boys.
The Bird Cats come up with one here today, this afternoon, and Saturday.
Is that what it is? Meow! As Dan Schulte would say, meow! He came up with our signature screech. Boys meet in the center ice for the best tradition of ice hockey. The handshake in the middle, hopefully followed by the prayer circle. All right, I don't know where we're going to play. I think it's 11 o'clock or something.
Is it 11 tomorrow? We'll have to revisit.
No matter what, I'll send it out. Couple of boys meet in the center ice. They're going to pray a prayer.
Well, a pretty good back and forth game. I mean, a little lopsided on the shots, but hey, the boys found a way to win.
The good team won, came out on top.
That's a big one for the good guys.
We'll be back live tomorrow as we battle for, I believe, 5th place. But we'll find out. I'll update you tomorrow. Thank you.